Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, sir. Welcome to the Daily Grind. How you doing this morning? Good, I hope. I hope you had a great morning. Hope you have a great day. Let's get crack-a-lacking. I got to talk about something that kind of grinds my gears. I hear people say it a lot. It's not the truth, so I'm going to put it out there. All the unhappy and negative conditions in the world are not brought on us by God. They're brought on us by man's negative and destructive thinking and actions. That's where that stuff comes from. God doesn't give us that stuff. We do. It's just like I hear people in their life saying something bad's going on. Oh, God's punishing me because it's... No, He's not. There's consequences to your actions. What actions are you taking? Are you taking consequences, actions that are going to produce negative consequences? Because if you are, you're going to get them. Period. That's how it goes. That's spiritual law. It's set into place like that, so we learn that we don't continue to do these things, these bad things that that might cause other people harm or be bad for the most or whatever. When you do that stuff, when you do bad actions, you set into motion consequences to those actions, and they're not good, and they'll catch up to you. And that's not God punishing you. That's you creating your own scenario by doing bad stuff. If you want better stuff to be happening in your life, do better things. If you're doing good things and being good to people and helping people out, then you're going to have good consequences in your life. If you're doing negative things and bad things and you're hurting people, there's going to be bad consequences. It's like when they say they have a war and they say, well, in the name of God, that's an excuse so that they can go do what they got to do. War is created by man, not God, man. They don't like the way somebody's doing something or whatever it is, so they go start a war. And it's just insane. You can't be blaming that on God. God didn't do that. Man did. That's a lack of God, if you ask me. So all the negative and unhappy and crazy stuff that's going on in this world, that is a lack of God. Because if you have God in your life and you really have a relationship with God, you're not going to be doing that kind of stuff. Because you're going to be walking in love. You're going to be filled with love. Therefore, you're going to be walking in love. And you're not going to be doing that kind of crazy stuff. It's just not going to happen. Then I had some people that I was talking to, and they were talking about their family, and their family wasn't good, and that they're doing all this bad stuff to them and saying all these negative things. And I said, that's a lack of God. Well, they go to church. That don't matter. I know a lot of people that go to church that don't do real good things. Just because somebody goes to church doesn't mean they have a relationship with God, and it doesn't mean they're going to do good things. So it's when people are doing bad things and there's going to be bad consequences. And if there's a large group of people doing them in the world, there's going to be some bad stuff going on. That's why it says in that book, be in the world, not of the world. So be in the world, but don't get caught up in the doings of the world, because that's all evil. And, well, I'm not going to say it's all evil, but there's a lot of evil going on out there, which creates a lot of these bad things. Now, if you're just in the world and you have a relationship with God and you're walking in love, then you're going to have a lot of good stuff in your life. You can't control what's going on outside of you, out there in the world. There's just a lot of negative stuff happening, so there's going to be a lot of negative consequences. Hey, there's hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, all that stuff going on. We're polluting this earth like it's like there's no tomorrow. With smoke, and we're polluting the water, and we're fracking and doing all these things to the earth. What do you think's going to happen? Bad things are going to start happening. We can control that. Maybe not all of it, but we can certainly slow it down if we start doing things better. So, again, I'm just going to say it again. All this bad stuff that's going on in the world, that's not God. That's not the wrath of God. That's the wrath of man. And all these problems in the inner cities and the wars and all this stuff, that's man's negative and destructive thinking and actions that are doing that, not God. What I have found God to be in my life is helpful, loving, caring, forgiving. He doesn't punish me. He helps me. When I ask for forgiveness or help or whatever, He guides me along. If I'm being punished by something happening, it's because I did something that caused that to happen. So that's my 2 cents worth on that. I hope this helped you out. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Over.